It is disconcerting to hear someone who's to be the leader of a company to say, I wasn't aware, or I didn't know, or hadn't read that. Nobody made me aware of that. I depended on that. You know, we call that passing the buck, and it is your responsibility, if you're going to lead the company, to have that awareness.
And that, of course, was Tennessee Senator, a member of the Commerce and Judiciary Committees, Senator Marsha Blackburn, and she joins me right now. Senator, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
We saw that soundbite of you questioning Dennis Muilenburg. What was your overall reaction after you heard him speak and the entire testimony was over?
Yeah, you know, after sitting through the hearing yesterday, I felt like, Maria, that what had happened was Boeing tried to manipulate or rig the system to get an outcome that they wanted. When they went into the simulators, and I never got a straight answer as to whether they had the same engineers that developed the MCAS system developing the simulators, but in those simulators, they only used highly trained pilots. They did not use a variety of skill sets and a variety different pilots from different types of training into those simulators. And of course, those simulator hours can apply to your flying hours that are required to be a pilot. So that was something that was of concern to us. The fact that he seemed to be unaware of what had transpired. You would think after the first crash, they would have conducted a solid review and would have said, look, we know there are bugs in this system. We intend to fix them in 2020. Why wasn't it fixed immediately?
So is this a structural issue? Was this a communication issue, or just human error?
Yeah. Maria, I think it is a structural issue, a communications issue, and a cultural issue. As you well know, every corporation has a culture. They have a culture that seems to permeate through this company as to what their value set is. In my opinion, what it seemed was they were trying to rush this product into the marketplace. They had concerns from their chief technical pilot and from some of these highly skilled test pilots, and that was not communicated to the leadership of the company.
Right.
And the emails that have been revealed, the text messages, have shown that there was that communication issue and then transmission of that information.
I want to get on to the impeachment inquiry, but real quick before we leave this subject, is there anything you want to make sure that you hear today in this day 2 of the Boeing testimony from your colleagues in the House?
Right. They need to speak a little bit more to the simulator issue, how that simulator was built out, first of all, and then the pilots that they put in there to pull the testing information that was then transmitted to the FAA.
So based on what you know today, do you want Dennis Muilenburg to step down?
That is going to be a decision that the shareholders are going to make. I am incredibly concerned about what transpired with this situation, and that the first event occurred and then there was a second. There are 346 people that lost their lives, and it is just heartbreaking.
Senator, let me move on to the impeachment inquiry. House Democrats are outlining the next step now. They are planning to hold a vote tomorrow, not on impeachment, but on the resolution and the parameters for moving the impeachment process forward. In a practical way, can you explain what this means?
What this means is they've been caught conducting a kangaroo court in Adam Schiff's basement, and Pelosi has finally said, oh my goodness, we need to take a vote on something. So we're going to have this resolution, and it says, you know, if Adam Schiff wants to call somebody in and do it in public, he can, but he doesn't really have to. And she is just trying to find a way to now legitimize an investigation. They've been basically doing committee oversight work, and they've been called out, they've been caught, they've developed this kangaroo court. Now they're trying to put some legitimacy around it, because what they've done is an illegitimate investigation in the House.
Well, I don't understand. You're saying that you're going to have this vote and it says Adam Schiff can do things publicly, but he doesn't have to.
That is basically what the resolution will do. You can do it, but you don't have to do it. And
so why would he do anything publicly? He's doing everything behind closed doors. Why would he do anything public then if it's a choice?
Maria, they have said from day one they were going to impeach Donald Trump, and they're trying to find a way to do it. They tried votes in 2017, 2018, 2019. The Mueller report was supposed to do it for them. It didn't. They said, oh, we've got a phone call. Okay, now we need to find some people to put some teeth in this phone call. Oh, we're doing these hearings. Oh, we better conduct a vote because it's not an impeachment inquiry if we don't have a vote.
Yeah.
She's been called out on that, so now she's trying to put this horse back in the barn, if you will. And Tennesseans aren't buying what Nancy Pelosi is saying, let me tell you that.
Well, look, the Republicans and the Democrats are sparring over the testimony of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, a White House Ukraine expert, who said he had concerns about the president's phone call with the president of Ukraine. Wyoming Senator Liz Cheney slammed fellow Republicans yesterday for questioning his patriotism. Here's what she said.
Now, I also want to say a word about something else that's been going on over the course of the last several hours and last night, which I think is also shameful. And that is questioning the patriotism, questioning the dedication to country of people like Mr. Vindman, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, who will be coming today, and others who have testified. I think that we need to show that we are better than that as a nation. Their patriotism, their love of country. We're talking about decorated veterans who have served this nation, who have put their lives on the line. And it is shameful to question their patriotism, their love of this nation, and we should not be involved in that process.
So what about that? And unfortunately, we don't really know what he said because it's behind closed doors. So whether we question it or not, we really have no idea.
Well, you're right, and you do not question somebody's love of country and their patriotism. But I want to circle back to something I heard Lee say in my earpiece. And this is the comment she made about people are living their lives. That is so true. When you look at a state like Tennessee, unemployment is down to 2.3%. And you have people working. You have jobs that are taking place.
Right.
Or in Middle Tennessee, 2.3%.
They don't want to see this fighting.
This is a robust economy. They are not paying attention to the D.C. story of the day. They're paying attention to the story of their lives. And they are so excited that the economy is good, that there is jobs opportunity. College kids are getting jobs. Graduates are getting jobs. Mom and dads are getting pay raises.
Is this also partly to muddy up the waters because we know that William Barr and John Durham are zeroing in on exactly what took place in the origins of the Russia probe? I mean, you're in the Judiciary Committee. Are you going to have any hearings in terms of bringing people down to find out what the heck went on and how they came to come up with Donald Trump colluding with Russia in the first place?
We look forward to hearing from Mr. Horowitz, Mr. Barr, Mr. Durham. We look forward to receiving those reports. We look forward to finding out exactly how this whole thing got started in the first place. And we look forward to the hearings and having the American people see those from beginning to end. And I can assure you, Chairman Lindsey Graham is going to be doing it in public.
Yeah.
He is not going to be doing it in the basement of the Capitol behind locked doors and leaking out only what he wants somebody to hear or be aware of.
Yeah.
President Donald Trump deserves to have the ability to defend himself and to have due process.
Senator, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Good to see you, Maria.
Senator
Thank you.
Marsha Blackburn.